Hi, this is Darren Jacklin, and welcome to the Really Big Interviews here on SharingSuccess.tv. Gosh, I am so excited. We have a special guest here today from Adelaide, Australia, South Australia. Great place. With me today is Yvonne Rice. She's the author of 2 books specializing in online dating and finding the one. She's a singles life coach, expert consultant to global law enforcement agencies and governments on romance scams, and a former dating agency director. Her goals are to help singles around the world create the opportunities for themselves to find the right partner for them and to ridding the world of romance scams. Please welcome to the Really Big Interviews here on SharingSuccess.tv, Yvonne Rice. Yvonne, how are you today?
I'm well, Darren. How are you?
Well, I am doing spectacular. I'm here in San Francisco, California, USA, doing this interview with you, and you're on the other side of the world over there in Adelaide, Australia. So we have amazing technology to be able to do this interview here. You know, technology today here on SharingSuccess.tv, and I am so grateful that you took time out of your busy schedule to be able to do this interview for our listeners all over the planet today. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. And isn't it wonderful that just absolutely anything is possible when you want to put your mind to it?
Absolutely. Now, one of the things, just as we get started here, I know we have people all over the world here using the Internet today, using their iPhones and their BlackBerries. So Yvonne Rice's website is tipsfordating.net. That's tipsfordating.net. You want to check it out. Some great detailed information for you there. And please also pass it on to family members, friends, relatives, coworkers, or colleagues, or your Facebook or MySpace friends, or if you're into the social networking thing. The more people we can get around planet Earth to know more about tipsfordating.net, the more that we can make a huge positive difference in the world today. So, Yvonne, where did this all begin? You know, your passion, your purpose, this career, where did this all begin for you?
Well, actually, it started about 15 years ago. A girlfriend and I decided we were both single, and we decided that we would start a dating agency because we had so many friends that were single, and surely we would be able to do it better, so we thought. So what we did was we both came from business backgrounds, and so we started to create this dating agency. And what I found was that so many people had such incredible expectations of what they wanted, I should say what they didn't want, but not a lot of knowledge or understanding of what they actually wanted, the type of partner that they wanted. So there they were out there looking, but, you know, they had a list as long as their arm of all the things that they didn't want, but a very, very short list of what they actually recognized that they wanted in a partner. So, of course, you know, if you constantly say to yourself, I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want that, then that's exactly what you're going to get because, as you know, Darren, it's the foremost thing in your mind. So you don't become clear on the type of partner or the type of person that you're looking for. And so what I call that is sort of, you know, who are you bringing to the table? So when you're single and you're looking for someone, you know, you have at that table, if you can visualize, you know, a single person sitting at the table and across from them is another single person that they've just met. And behind them are all these invisible hurts, pains, frustrations, disappointments in life, you know, broken relationships. And they have all that stuff sitting behind them. So it becomes a situation of, you know, they take all that to the table with them rather than looking at, you know, who they are. And all that stuff behind them becomes their I don't wants. So it then becomes a situation where there they are sitting at the table meeting a potential new partner in their life. And it, you know, between the two of them, you know, that person's sitting there with all their pain and behind, invisible pain behind them and their invisible, you know, I don't wants as well. So you get a situation of, you know, I'll get my pain and anxiety to talk to your pain and anxiety, and maybe we can work something out together and see if we're compatible for a short period of time or see if we can work it out at all. And that's just not a really healthy way to come to a potential new relationship. So the whole concept of studying what I've studied over the years then led on to online dating, and I studied extensively online dating. I've interviewed nearly 4,500 people now,
wow.
and over 6,000 dating sites. So I've actually researched every facet of the industry, so that includes the adult sites, the gay dating sites, transgender niche dating sites, as well as mainstream dating. So that gave me a very, very good idea of, what people were doing, where they were at, where the dating scene was now, and it also allowed me to actually discover the language of the internet and how people were communicating online. Which then, as I was studying all of that led into romance scams. So I stumbled over these romance scams and started researching those as well, and got heavily involved and still very heavily involved on a global scale with law enforcement agencies, governments and commerce, as well as dating sites to try and work out how we can eradicate this problem.
What are some specific tips that you could share with our listeners around the world today in regards to romance scams or dating scams? I know we have a lot of men and women that are listening to this interview today from all over the world that are single, married, divorced, separated, but we have a lot of people that are single. What are some specific tips that you could give them today, some takeaways?
Check out the really big interviews hosted by Darren Jacklin. Visit sharingsuccess.tv to learn from experts and leaders from around the world.